Hey guys, Void here, just making another little video about DPS Warrior and where we're standing with it at the minute. There's been a lot of breakthroughs on the Fight Club Discord, which is the Warrior Discord, talking about builds, what talents we're going to take, what runes we're going to take. It's completely different from my original thoughts. The runes are completely different, the builds completely different, and Warrior is looking in kind of a bit of a strange place at the minute. So I'm going to take you through talents, where we're looking at Horde versus Ali, the difference between the two. Traditionally, Horde's better, but you know, Horde, the gap's looking a little bit thinner this time. I'm going to talk you through some gear because I messed it up the first time round, professions, basically just everything you need to know this first week in, and maybe a couple bits of information that I found through the PTR that they accidentally leaked. So let's get straight into it. So things are looking interesting. We now have access to a DPS sim for level 25. Just want to say a huge shout out to everyone who made the Guybrush Git sim. I don't know who made it. All I know is it was in the Fight Club Discord linked, and there's been a lot of conversation about it. So if you made this, I will link it in the description when I find out who it is. But also a big thanks to Bianna. They did a lot of work in the Warrior Discord. They helped me with a lot of my sims, and also everyone else inside of the Discord. You guys are great. It really made simming this a lot easier. So let's just jump straight into it. The difference between Horde and Alliance is really close this time between Orc Warrior, Human Warrior. Especially in this first phase, it is the tightest I think I've ever seen it, at least when it comes to the sims. So jumping off straight off the bat, the Orc Warrior, this is the setup I'm using right here. These are the talents, and I will go into the runes in a little bit. This is currently what is simming the highest. This does not mean 100% it will be the best. We don't know until we're playing the game. But going into SOD, this is most likely what we are going to be choosing. So at the minute, we can see the Orc Warrior is simming about 194.71 DPS with mins and maxes there. And Human is simming about 191. So it's really close, to be honest. The 3 DPS difference, not that bad, at least at pre-raid. So, talents, I know you're looking at them and you're thinking, what is he smoking? What have they been doing? This is nuts. Well, I have good news and bad news. Warrior isn't as doom and gloom as we originally thought. We will be playing dual wield, but it's not the dual wield that we really wanted to be playing. So, going into our talents, we're taking 3 points in improved heroic strike, 3 points in improved rend, attack mass because there isn't really anything, so we can put points into 2 in improved charge, 2 in improved overpower, and only 1 point in deep wounds. And the other 3 points are going in cruelty. Now, to explain why we've chosen these talents, it's going to be a lot better to talk about the runes. So the rune choices are very different than what we originally thought. With our first rune in the chest piece, we're going to be going for Blood Frenzy, which originally was written off. We didn't think it would sim that high in comparison to the other chest rune talents, but each time you deal bleed damage, you gain 3 rage. This, hopefully, fingers crossed, if it's simming correctly, will apply to your deep wounds and your rend. So 6 rage every single time. Well, 3 rage for each time they tick, so 6 rage in total. Originally, a lot of people thought we'd be going Flag or even Raging Blow, because they just, from a surface level, look way better. For our glove runes, we are going to be going for Single-Minded Fury. Again, a lot of people were thinking maybe Quick Strike or maybe Endless Rage. I originally was thinking Endless Rage as well, but with the sims now, Single-Minded Fury is coming out on top. And then with our leg runes, we're going to be taking Consumed by Rage. So this is where I kind of get into the rotation. And bad news, Warriors, it is not as fun as we originally thought. So mainly what you're going to be doing is you want, real giga chance of not sundering. Of course, DPS loss, this is just for the case of the sims. You do 1 sunder, but so you charge in, you press your sunder or build to 5, depending on what you're doing. And then you are going to auto attack. You are going to press overpower if it procs. You are also going to put your rend up and keep it up every 15 seconds. Do not let your rend drop. It is giving you bleed damage, which is giving you rage. So rend isn't really being used for the damage, it's more being used for the rage gen. And you are going to keep going until you are at 80 rage. As soon as that happens, you are going to get enraged, you're going to get your buff, and you are going to press heroic strike. That is it. rinse and repeat. At the minute, Blood Rage, it is not simming as high, using it with your Consumed by Rage, so you want to use it at a different time. I would say maybe later in to the fight after you've done your first one, or maybe on pull if you really want to get going super fast. But you are going to overpower whenever it comes up, regardless if you're under or over 80 rage. It sims better mildly, so you can either just auto or you can do it. If you want to go ultra min maxi, then you are going to be pressing it every time it comes up. Also will probably feel a little bit better in your rotation. Execute is a raw DPS loss. There is no case where you should be pressing execute. It does not give you a DPS increase in the sim. I cannot preference this enough. In the sim, it does not gain you any DPS. It is a loss. This may change when we get to live, but at the time, looking at the sims and looking at the numbers, it is a loss when it comes to DPS. So what does this mean for us as Fury Warriors? Our phase 1 rotation is not looking very fun, to put it lightly. We did sim a Devastate spec. That was coming at around about 150 DPS when you were getting consumed by rage, switching to a sword and a shield, and then devastating. That just looked super unfun, and it was worse. We tried two-handed builds, kind of like this one here, came out considerably worse. We tried quick strike builds. They were coming out worse as well. In every single simulation that has been done so far in the 3 days that the sim has been out, there really isn't many options for us to choose from. This is all we can really do. It's going to be auto to AE, press Heroic Strike. Auto to AT, press Heroic Strike, with Blood Rage being kind of a death wish, kind of. It's not looking good. I don't want to burst everyone's bubble. It is not really looking too good. 200 DPS is, respectable. This is also assuming that we are in, really juiced pre-raid, which I'll go into very briefly. But it's not looking good. It really isn't looking good, guys. We did look at other builds. One that we did look at was instead taking points out of improved heroic strike out of the arms tree, and instead going all the way down to improved battle shout for 5 points. Now, if you look on Orc here, once the sim goes, it is about 10 to 15 DPS less, but you are bringing in battle shout. So, raid-wise, in your 10-man, this will be better for overall DPS. If you want to pass in a 25-man raid, power to you, then you'll be going for the other spec. But, we're all warriors. You don't want to buff anyone else. Be honest with yourself. You want to do damage. I know what you like. I know what I like. One other thing I do need to preference, this is using the brand new world buffs, which you won't have pre-raid. This was just us kind of assuming stuff. Boggling Root is like a 1 or 2 DPS increase. It's, if you want to go min-max, go farm it. Is it really worth it? All your time? If you're a degenerate like me, yeah, go farm some Boggling Roots in Teldrassil. If not, then nah, don't bother. So, difference between Orc and Human, 2 DPS, not really that big of a deal. So, let's look at some pre-raid here. Human is, looking a bit on the weapon choices. Orcs have really good options here. We've assumed in the sim that you're using a bearded bone axe and a butcher's cleaver. Bearded bone axe is a world drop, so you won't be getting it. Butcher's is from SFK. So if you are an orc warrior at launch, go get 2 of these. They are really, really good. Apart from that, all I'm going to say is that it's pretty much the exact same as what we've done before with previous warrior pre-raid bisses. If you can't get stuff like Jorgens because they're BOE, just go get greens. Greens are going to be your best friend. Shining silver breastplate is still really good. I will talk about professions in a little bit as well. It's basically the exact same. Here's some pre-raids. I'll let you screenshot. I won't go deep dive on it. So let's talk about something else. Professions and hit chance. I know a lot of people were really excited when the new recipes were data mined. For warrior, those two for us were the blacksmithing chest piece, 14 strength, 6 stam. Also has a debuff whenever you get attacked. So it's more meant for tanks, but also gives 1% hit. 14 strength, 1 hit. Insane. And then we have the gloves, which give 1 hit, 6 agi, 6 stam, and a 10-minute cooldown for 10% haste. And increases threat. So a lot of people I know were looking at this and going, oh, okay, we're going leatherworking, so leatherworking required. No, we are not. Don't. I see your orc brain going. I see your zug going. No, we are not going leatherworking. It sims worse than greens. How? I don't know. Maybe it's a sim issue. From our understanding, though, it actually is worse than what we would be getting. So what we actually are going to be doing is going blacksmithing. So my personal recommendation when you're going into Season of Discovery, as a warrior, take mining, blacksmithing, level up your blacksmithing to 100. If you can get the mats for this, it will be insane on your first reset. This is way better than Shining Silver. If you do not get the mats for this first week or first 3-day reset, then go get a Shining Silver. If not, this thing, oh my god. This thing is insane. Crazy. 1% hit, 14 strength, 6 stam. The plus side of going dual wield as well with this is that we're going to get 4% hit from the brand new sharpening stones, 2 on each weapon, plus 1 on this, 5%. We can probably find another 1% hit elsewhere inside of the new raid. That is easily going to put us at hit cap. There you go, 6%, done. Axes or swords, whatever you need. Alliance or Horde, you want to be going blacksmithing, mining at launch, eventually dropping the mining for engineering. But of course, when mats are scarce early in the game, go mining, easy choice. One other thing I'd like to mention is the fact that a brand new chest was discovered on the PTR. Recently, Blizzard accidentally updated the PTR. We saw some new Season of Discovery things on the PTR. One of them being some new priest abilities that were like a meditation thing. We're assuming that that's going to be to discover the priest racials from other races. So, you know, Fear War, Devouring Plague, stuff like that. Who knows if it will be still faction exclusive, but who knows. But the main thing that I personally found on there, I heard rumors of it on Reddit, so I went looking myself, and that was a brand new chest in the Orc starting zone. If you jump down from the Scorpion area, a little bit of a jumping puzzle, you can find this chest. On the PTR, had nothing in it. I'm going to assume this is where your first discovery is. Just thought I'd put that out there. I know a lot of Orc warriors are going to be ready to zug, hit 25 ASAP, so I just thought I'd leave that in there for you guys. So there you go, guys. There's your rotation. There's your pre-raid. There's your pre-raid BIS professions or theoretical BIS professions for the phase. There's a little bit of tidbit of information there. Here's your TLDR. Warrior looking a bit weird. Technically, kebab's a thing now. World gets weirder, I guess. And yeah, we'll try to have as much fun with this as we can. I'll update any information that I find, any new sims from the Fight Club Discord. I'll make sure to put them in the comments or the description, either one. But make sure you put down your ideas in the comments below. I've had a lot of fun discussion with people on my original video, figuring out what could be better. And it's really fun to see that all of us were wrong for a build that I don't think anyone in the slightest expected to be number 1. So, as always, guys, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, whatever, and I will see you in the next one.